Hello and welcome to the Zacho and Jacob podcast. Featuring this week is a friend from a different podcast called Oldie but a Goodie. It's some show where some people talk about movies. From that show, guest, we have Sandro. How you doing, Sandro?
Oh, look, it's good. I'm so glad I'm taking a break from talking about movies from 1994 and being on this show. I'm looking forward to it.
We're going to be playing the Wikipedia game.
Yeah, the Wikipedia.
Yeah. That is a very niche.
Yeah, so this week we're reviewing Forrest Gump.
Oh, what? Oh, no.
Yeah. Just for a change of pace, we thought on the Zacho and Jacobo show, like something you're more familiar with. I didn't realize you weren't. You wanted something different from that.
I thought we weren't going to be
Probably should have discussed this earlier with you about what we were doing. I blame Jacob.
It's just such a famous movie. We knew that Sandra would know it.
Yeah.
Even know how much it made in the box office.
I do actually have all that.
You just happen to have those notes with you.
And I also watched it like a day ago. It's
so
weird. That you,
Weird. Crazy.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, my co-host, Jacob, he's here.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Am I correct in saying you are a Melbourne improviser and also a part of the comedy group Paul Noodle PhD candidate that I am also in?
That is both correct.
Okay, cool.
Well, there you go.
Just a
Fun
wild
fact.
stab in the dark.
Yeah, no, that was
Also-
a very specific guess.
Also a big fan of this show.
Yeah, I'm also a fan of the Zacho and Jacob
I am as
show.
well.
It's a big... I love that show.
Because it's exclusively on YouTube and SoundCloud, right?
Yes.
It's exclusively
Yeah.
on all the
Right,
platforms that
no
are
one
on the show.
uses.
You've sold out if you're on Spotify. You've sold out.
Are we on Spotify?
I don't know how to segue into the films you chose from.
Well, this week I chose Forrest Gump. Everyone knows this film, and it was pretty cool. I hadn't actually seen it before. So I was like, hey, we should do this one. There were some other films. What were those films, Sandro?
3 other films. Let's see if you've heard of any of them, Jacob. Baby's Day Out.
I haven't. I'm thinking like Dirty Dancing.
A baby gets kidnapped, and it's the baby's day out.
Okay.
There was also Blown Away. Jeff Bridges and Tommy Lee Jones are on the bomb squad. And
Yes, which I'm kind of sad we did.
As my dad would say, I think I'll give that one a miss.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
What would your dad say about The Shadow, a superhero film based on the comic from the 30s?
I think I'll give that one a miss.
As well. It's very consistent.
I could already tell by that one statement that that's definitely the statement you would have for this one as well.
Oh dear. Yeah. So you chose Forrest Gump, which makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So Forrest Gump, released July 6th in 94. It's based off a novel by Winston Groom. I think it's a little bit more, the joke is Forrest Gump being a bit of an idiot than the film. Like, he's portrayed as a little bit more silly in the book, I think.
Oh, right, sure.
Yeah,
but
rather
I
than
mean,
being
like,
more
it
endearing.
was, I feel like it was reasonably silly. There was a lot of goofs.
Yeah, but apparently the book is more.
I mean, the China scene where he goes to China during the ping pong and they have the giant red background with the stars. I was like, oh, that's a little bit on the nose. That's a little bit jokey. That's a little bit silly.
That's not him though. That's
No.
just China.
I know. But the rest of the movie is like very like he's in the real world sort of thing. That seemed very unrealistic compared to the rest of the world. That they would have those giant things. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe China was like that.
I think in this case,
Probably.
I think so.
Probably, yeah. But like, did they have a ping pong stand with a giant...
Zach, I'm going to say it. That was the most realistic scene.
All right,
in the
sorry.
whole
I didn't
goddamn
know.
Movie.
I'm sorry. My criticism has been shot down by Jacob.
Yep.
He's fully on
Just
board.
more classic banter from the Zacho and Jacob show.
If you call it Jacob, I just mess you up. Jacob O only.
It's Jacob O. We invited you on this show, Sandro, and you are disrespecting Jacob O's name. I cannot believe you've done this.
Oh dear. So directed by Robert Zemeckis from Back to the Future and Who Killed Roger Rabbit fame. Both very good movies.
Yep.
Screenplay by Eric Roth, who wrote Benjamin Button, classic.
Oh, yeah.
And last year's A Star Is Born.
Yeah, my
good?
dad doesn't. He loves that one.
All right. I'll give that one a go.
Actually, he
Yes,
did.
he would say.
When I was over at your place, your dad was like, "Hey, you should watch A Star Is Born."
All right. If your dad will recommend it, then I gotta check it out. It must be a good film.
Oh dear. Tom Hanks, he plays Forrest Gump. He's good, right?
Yeah.
We're all fans of him.
Great.
Yeah.
Didn't he win an Oscar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting to that. Okay.
thought
Yeah,
it was
he
pretty
did.
good.
He did. Robin Wright, she's Jenny. She's great in everything
Yeah.
as well. She's really good.
She was really good at making her hate her as a human being.
Yeah, her
so
character
that
was
good.
Yeah. It's an interesting character, isn't it? The character
Yeah,
of
I
Jenny.
think it's fair, but also I don't like you.
But as you mentioned, this film won a bunch of awards, especially in the Academy Awards for 95. It took out Best Director, Best Actor, and, of course, Best Picture. It was up against Four Weddings and a Funeral, Pulp Fiction, Quiz Show, and Shawshank Redemption.
You really need to see Four Weddings and a Funeral, apparently.
no, we
If
don't.
If it's at a Academy nominated movie.
We did skip that one to do, was it Monkey Troll?
Wasn't also nominated? Didn't it also win visual effects?
I think it did, and
Yeah.
sound editing, maybe.
Yeah, because they Photoshop him into some pretty cool.
Yeah,
parts.
no, they're like the effects where he's in like these old sort of films with the presidents and stuff. They were cool.
Yeah,
I like
it was
those.
good. 100%.
I think they held up pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Surprisingly, though, this film wasn't critically acclaimed. It was received well, but it wasn't like rave reviews. It's got 72% on Rotten Tomatoes.
72.
Yeah.
Considering
okay.
Speed got 93,
Yeah,
that's
no,
kind
that's
of amazing.
actually comparing to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know. Yeah, it's
I feel
interesting.
like it should have gotten a little more, but
It did get an A+ on
Compared to Speed.
Cinema Score, though. Almost 9 on IMDb, and like
Nice.
it's a classic now. So
yeah,
that was interesting.
very interesting. Yeah.
Cost $55 million, which leaves the most important question: what do you think it made, you two?
What are you
I
thinking?
think 330 million.
330 million. That's a really good estimate. I'll go much higher. I'll go for a big one. I'll go 500.
Ooh, 500. You're both falling
500.
short.
Wow.
$678 million.
It's deserved.
Yeah.
So shall we just jump into it? Or maybe we should run into it.
Run.
Ooh, there we go.
Ah.
If we're gonna start this podcast,
Let's do-
we're running.
yeah.
If you say a quote from him, I think it's gotta be done the way Forrest would say it.
Life is like a box of
Yeah, take
chocolates.
that back.
It opens with good old Gumpy boy, our favorite Mr. Forrest. He's sitting on the park bench in his very iconic, like, sort of white suit with his box of chocolates, giving us his famous little quote, "Life is like a box of chocolates."
That's almost Russian.
Yeah, it is. It is almost.
Okay.
You never know what you're going to
So I'll
get.
slam you with my famous observation
Alright.
right up top.
All right.
Right up the top.
So
Let's go.
if you look, there's a shot where you can see that the chocolates are labeled. So he does know what he's getting.
Yeah. I wrote this down as well.
Yeah.
Because, like, he opens it up and you can see
Yeah.
on the back of it that it
Yeah.
tells you what chocolate is which.
Yeah.
Um,
Bad analogy.
or maybe if he's quoting his mum, though.
Yeah, maybe back in the day, life was like a box of chocolates because you didn't know what you were getting. Now they label it, so now you know what you're getting. So it doesn't work as well. But
Yeah.
Gump hasn't quite caught on to that fact yet. He hasn't quite caught on to that.
I also love at some point in the movie, she goes, "It's a great story, and you tell it so well."
Yeah.
Which is like, I've never seen a movie stop midway through to be like,
And
and it, guys, this is a good
Yeah.
story.
It is a
Yeah,
very
you're right.
Yeah.
They stopped the movie to pat themselves on the back, like, we're doing a great job, and then continue on. It's very confident. And I think
true.
that's confidence is what lifts it through, you know?
Yeah. Dear.
Confidence, that should be a key thing.
That is
Forrest
funny.
Gump,
Yeah.
he's never not
It's
confident.
exactly, never unconfident.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also completely forgot the fact that he's named after a KKK member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely forgot
That was interesting. I was like, oh, that's a bit of a weird tone to start off with.
Yeah.
I wonder what the rest of the film
But
is
it
going to be
does
like.
set up his character really well in like extreme naivete.
Yeah. It doesn't realize what why does his mother... Was his
Well,
mother
'cause, his
like
mum was his mum was like, because we're gonna call you Forrest, because just like the KKK, sometimes things just don't make any sense.
Right.
It's like an actual quote.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah. No, that is
I
the
don't
actual.
know.
That is the actual quote. But I feel like
Maybe she was a white supremacist or something.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Was maybe his mum was a white supremacist. The movie doesn't touch on it, but he did. She did name her son after the lead KKK member.
The movie doesn't say she's not a white supremacist.
Yes, that's a keen observation. One of Jacob O's keen observations.
That's what I'm known for.
Yeah, your keen observations.
Oh dear.
So that's just a theory I'm throwing out there.
Yeah. But yeah, it does kind of like flash back to him in his childhood. He gets on a bus and meets Jenny there on the bus. What's your hot
Okay,
take?
this
here,
is
Jacob?
my favourite part of the whole movie.
Okay.
Because he gets on and the first kid goes, "Seat's taken." You know what I'm talking about? Seat's taken.
Yeah.
The thing is, there are already two kids sitting there on
Yeah.
the seat. Of course it's taken.
Yeah, no.
You only say that
Yes.
if there is a seat.
Yeah. The rest of the kids
Yeah.
say seats taken and there's no seat there. But the first kid, you're right. I did notice that. And I did think that was a bit weird.
And I thought that kid smashed that line.
Yeah.
I thought
it's
he was
such
a great
good one.
actor. So it's taken.
Yeah, no. The kids were alright. I didn't feel at any point that I was annoyed with the kids doing something. I mean, the bullies were like the most generic bully kids, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But they did their part alright.
Yeah. But yeah, Forrest becomes best friends with Jenny very quickly.
Yeah.
For a while, I was writing down my notes and calling her Jilly because of the accent, but no, it's Jenny.
Oh, yeah, no,
it
it
is
is Jenny.
Yeah.
It's Jenny. And you know this for a fact because he writes it down on a boat later on the movie. Just in case you missed that the entire movie and are like, oh wait, no, that's not that name. That is actually Jenny.
I didn't love the first scene where he has to run away from the bullies though.
Well,
Because it goes into slow motion and then the braces just like fall apart.
well, you haven't even touched on the braces yet. The first part is he gets these magic shoes.
Yeah.
Because apparently his back wasn't aligned
Yeah, he's
properly.
got scoliosis. Yeah.
His back's as crooked as a politician.
Yes. Or as
Ooh.
A great line, I'd
yeah,
say.
A very
or
good
the
line.
shape of a question mark or something like that. There was one comment like that.
But even when those braces, what Sandra was saying,
Yeah.
right? And he says, "If I was going somewhere, I was running." I think
From that point on.
that also tells you everything you need to know about Forrest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like
He's a
running head
simple
first
man.
and everything.
So I forgive that.
Okay.
The slow motion.
I think it's just like we've been on a run of constant slow mo in the last like 4
Oh,
films
right,
that we've
yeah.
done, and it's gotten kind of.
I was
annoying,
fine with it.
but,
I was
yeah,
fine
you
with it.
know.
I thought it was a cool because he's running away from the bullies.
Yeah.
Because she's like, run, Forrest, run. And that's the first run, Forrest, run we get of many to come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, so he runs away and these leg braces shatter. I was very concerned about his back. Like, did that fix his back? What happened? We never get any explanation as to what happened, like the medical consequences
Yeah.
of him breaking his leg
Well, 'cause
braces and running away.
I've got very mild scoliosis, and it
Yeah.
doesn't just go away. Like
Yes.
it's
I want
it's
some
always there.
explanation. Was there some sort of miracle? Like, because he mentions miracles in this moment.
Maybe.
So but it doesn't explain. I don't know. Has it?
But also, we don't necessarily see the next scene after. It cuts
Yeah,
forward to
it cuts-
college,
exactly.
doesn't it? So maybe he keeps them for...
Again.
Yeah, because after that, it cuts to him being in high school and joining the rugby team and everything. So there is like a
Rugby,
big...
It's
Sandra.
football.
It's football. In Australia, it's rugby.
It is.
But
No.
it's not an
No.
Australian movie.
That's true. And also 80%
not.
of our audience is American.
Also-
it's football.
Rugby is far superior, so we don't want to talk about that. Otherwise, it will offend those poor Americans with their lesser sport. So let's just talk about good old American football.
Wow. You didn't
Yeah.
know that. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll
No.
deal with the backlash later.
Yeah. No. I'll make a stand on this one.
Oh, no.
So yeah, no, because he's such a good runner,
Yeah.
and he's running all the time, he accidentally runs through a field at some point while trying to run away from these bully kids.
Yeah.
And he runs like straight past a team while they're like playing a game,
Yeah.
like doing practice or whatever. And the guy's like, "Who the hell is that?" "Oh, that's just the village idiot."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, he's a damn fine runner. Let's get him on this team."
They do, and then he takes it all the way to college. I really like how during the games in college, he had a tendency to just like run for ages and never stop. And so they put like a banner over the exit saying "Stop running."
Jacob, you would agree that that's very key to his character because he just keeps running.
Oh, so that's the thing. He does as is told. I wrote that down as a
Yes,
note.
he does as is told.
This is everything you need to know about Forrest. This is the keys to Forrest Gump's success.
Yeah.
I actually was literally going to write a self-help book about this once,
Yeah.
but I forgot
Nice.
about it until now. But these are living your life like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
1, you got to be good at something.
Yep.
You got to get good at something. His case, running.
Yes.
2, do as you're told.
Mm.
Like, and not in a like obey way. But if they say run, he runs. If
Yeah,
they say
yeah.
stop running, he stops.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Yeah, it's great. He's very successful. Like, he's super successful. So it clearly worked out. Like, these are some good tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that, how, like, he kept running, and then they have the sign, the whole band is telling him to stop.
Yeah.
At first, like, all they do is, like, run up to him, not throw the ball at him. They have to run up to him, give him the ball, and tell him to run, Forrest, run. And only then does he then run with the ball to the touchdown. But then he just runs past everyone.
He runs so fast, he gets to meet President Kennedy. And I love this scene so much. Like, he drinks, like, what was it, like 15 Dr. Peppers?
Yes, 15 Dr. Peppers, not sponsored. The president is asking everyone, like, what do you like best about America?
Yeah.
Or,
It was like...
Like, how does it feel to be an all-American?
yeah, how does it
Yeah,
feel? How do you feel about being an American? And then he gets to Forrest Gump, and for some reason he doesn't say the about American part. He just says, "How do you feel?" And he's like, "I feel like I need to pee."
It was good.
Which is great.
It was also very relatable. I don't know about you guys. Every
Yes.
time I've been in a big situation, I always had to pee. All the
Yeah,
time.
you fight or flight.
You know?
That's something,
Uh-huh.
speaking of your last Lion King episode,
Yep.
when animals are in the... You ever seen the documentary?
Yep.
The first thing the animal does, it pees, then runs away. Don't see that in Lion King.
You don't.
Yeah,
But
unrealistic film. I'm hoping in the new live action
Yeah.
that they can add that in for a bit more realism. You know?
I'm not going, that's it.
I want to see as Mufasa's falling just wins everywhere.
That would...
That's what I'm looking for.
It was a weird thing for them to add. It took me out of the movie a little bit, but it was also very real.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
Oh, that was the wrong time to take a sip. Woo.
This is where he joins the army, right? And we're introduced to the best character.
Baba, who
yeah.
is a shrimp connoisseur, one who has mastered the cooking and catching of said shrimp,
Yep.
and all aspects of those two things. So he's following your rules there. He's good at one thing,
Yeah.
and that one thing is shrimp.
I also love... So, like, it's the famous monologue. It's, like, all the places where you can
Yeah.
have shrimp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I love about it is at some point... I just get the quote up. You can barbecue it, fair. Boil it, broil it, fair so far. Yeah, bake
Yeah.
it, saute it. There's shrimp kebabs, okay, shrimp creole,
Okay.
shrimp gumbo, pan-fried, deep-fried, stir-fried.
Ooh.
Okay, sorry, it keeps going. But then he says, there's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp. Now he's just saying shrimp with other food. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Coconut shrimp, pepper shrimp. I could do that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my issue with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Even
totally
it goes
fair.
to shrimp and potatoes. Yeah.
Dude,
Nah,
would you
I'm
not
out.
love some shrimp and potato? Well, maybe it's like these are dishes that he's prepared, and it's a little more complicated than this, but he's simplifying it down
For my benefit.
for your benefit and for Gump's benefit, you know?
Yeah.
Don't judge him on his shrimp mask. He knows a lot about shrimp,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
If he went into the finer details, it could take hours to explain
I'd
all
watch
the
that.
dishes.
I'd watch that whole movie.
We need a Bubba standalone.
Yeah,
Scandalous.
let's...
I've already got my idea for a sequel, but a cooking show
Yeah.
with Bubba.
Oh, right.
showing
Yeah,
you how
that
to
would have
prepare
been. That would have been.
different fish.
Yeah.
But my favorite character in the entire film has to be the drill sergeant.
Oh, right. Yes. Forrest Gump, you're a genius, Forrest Gump.
Yep.
You're gonna be a general one day.
And even there, what's your purpose here? To do what I tell you.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying before, right?
Yeah.
I forgot
Do
that
what
it was
I'm told,
literally,
sir.
Yes. Yeah. That's just one of my favorite quotes in the whole thing. Is where it's like, God damn it, Gump, that's the most outstanding answer I've ever heard. You must have an IQ of like 200 or something.
Yeah.
It's so
That's
good.
great. The army general just seems to be super on board with Forrest Gump. He in love with Forrest Gump.
This is around the time I think where we get an introduction again to Jenny, who kind of like floats in and out of the whole film.
Yeah, so she continuously pops into his life, pops out of his life, pops into his life, pops out of his life.
What do you think of her character? The performance is great, but the character is just
great.
Really not likable.
I don't know. I have two minds about it because I don't think she's a bad person.
No, definitely not. No.
But I'm obviously on Forrest Gump's side. She's not treating him well.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan.
I think, she's there in contrast to Forrest, right?
Yeah.
And represents the free love movement.
Yeah.
And I think the statement of the movie is that it's maybe a selfish way to live.
Sure.
And so she is a very selfish character.
Yeah.
And so I don't think many people would like her from that sense.
They meet up and then she runs off again. So it's just in there for a little bit. Then he goes to Vietnam. I love the soundtrack when he's in Vietnam. It's just tune after tune after tune.
It's the classic.
It's the
Creedence
classic.
Clearwater.
Yeah.
It's
So good. Just constantly going there. That's where we're introduced to Lieutenant Dan as well.
Yes.
Who, every member of his family has died in
every major
American war.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yes, that's an impressive resume. He's clearly coming to continue on that legacy of just dying in wars.
Very Spartan-esque.
Yeah, so good on you.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the action sequence as well, because when they're in Vietnam, they get ambushed, and you see the whole thing from Forrest's perspective.
Yeah,
and it's a really cool way to shoot this action sequence.
Yeah, it's really
good.
cool.
Yeah,
and so in the scene, Forrest Gump, he's been told to run, and then they call a retreat, and so he runs, but then realizes he can't leave his good friend Bubba behind, so he runs all the way till he's alone, and then he turns around and runs all the way back.
Yeah.
But then finds one of his injured teammates. I believe it was Tex.
Oh, yes.
Who he could never figure out where he was from. He knew where everyone else was from, but not Tex. And he finds him injured, so he picks him up and he brings him all the way out of the field. And then he finds pretty much all of the squad that he's in. Mm-hmm. Then he eventually finds the captain.
Dan, who's like, no, I've got to stay here.
I've got to die with my platoon. Blah blah blah. But Forrest Gump isn't listening. He's just running.
Interesting. That he's not following orders.
Jacobo.
Yes.
What do you think about this point where he actually isn't listening to his captain?
So that's gonna be in the book too, where it's you can't leave your friends behind.
Yeah, no, you definitely can't leave your friends behind.
And it's got morals, right? You've got to. Okay, this is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump, 3 ideals.
3 ideals, yeah.
Get good at something, running.
Yes.
Do what you're told. But then your integrity has got to supersede.
Right.
Got to supersede.
Supersede that, yeah. Okay, yeah. As he's searching around, he finally finds Bubba, but Bubba's been shot. Mm-hmm. It's very sad. Mm-hmm. And he brings him back, but then he dies in his arms. R.I.P. Bubba.
It's very sad.
But we do get the beautiful line. Bubba was my best good friend.
Yeah. And he also promises to Bubba that he will become a shrimp captain.
So he's recovering in this place with all the other veterans. Mm-hmm. Then he picks up ping pong.
Yes.
This is something he's also very good at.
But the secret, the guy tells him, what's it called? Okay, the secret.
Oh,
never
yeah.
take your eye off the ball. And
does
then
what he's
he
told.
doesn't. The whole movie, you can see his eye
Yeah,
on the ball.
he's always watching the ball. He just does what he's told.
Exactly.
And he doesn't. And it turns out he's really good at it because he never takes his eye off the ball.
Exactly.
Like, he's watching it almost creepily, how much he glares at that ball. It's great. Yeah.
No, it's really good. It seems like it's Tom Hanks as well playing it.
It does look pretty like cartoon.
Oh yeah, it's very cartoonish.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like a very cartoony sort of look on thing.
It's really like CGI the ball.
That's when we get the Vets for Peace rally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So after that, he's getting his awards. He gets like the Medal of Honor or whatever. And during this stuff, there's a peace rally going on. That he somehow gets dragged because he wants to go outside to get a look around, and he somehow ends up in a peace rally.
Yeah.
Ends up on stage speaking for peace.
I was watching that last night, and I used to not believe it, but now I kind of do.
Yeah.
Because he's super decorated.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's why they want him to speak.
Of course, Forrest Gump, he does what he's told. He just hops in that line.
And you know when, like, you know how the microphones get pulled away?
Yeah.
And so you can't hear what he's saying?
Yeah.
If you go online as well, you can see, like, what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And what he's basically saying is, sometimes you go to Vietnam, and sometimes you don't come back.
Ooh, that is deep.
He's referring to Baba.
Yeah.
That would have been great if they hadn't pulled the plugs out there. I feel like that would have been
It's
very deep.
kind of funny though.
Yo,
that
yeah,
as
yeah.
soon as they go back in, it's like, and that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good. It's good. Jenny's at the rally as well, because of course she is, and
she's like a peace hippie lady now, doing
Um,
drugs.
She's also like helping out the Black Panther squad as well, which is all
that was
stuff's
cool.
going on. Is this where he bashes up?
Yes,
some guy that
so
she's seen, right?
she's seeing a guy who's involved with them, the Black Panthers, and then he like strikes her at some point.
Right. Okay.
And then Forrest Gump, he's like, nope, that breaks the moral compass rule
100%,
thing.
yeah.
Yep. So he's got to do something about it. So he runs over and tackles the guy and starts beating the crap out of him.
But like he should not be hitting you, Jenny.
Yes.
Good point, Mr.
Exactly.
Gump. I also love though. So these days, so that guy, her boyfriend, is the president of the Berkeley Democratic Socialist Alliance.
Yeah. Right.
Which is because to this day, they're like those guys.
Yeah.
The stereotype is still that they're woke guys, but often are sexist, etc.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So 25 years on, same thing.
There you go.
Still holds up. How's
Slam.
that? But yes, that is of course where he travels to China and plays ping pong around the world and gets famous for the first time.
For the first time, he's famous. He gets famous several times, yet people currently have no idea
They
who he
always
is.
forget him when he's not famous.
I think the second time is famous because he was an All-American football player.
Oh yeah, he was the All-American.
Yeah,
That's a big
it was.
deal, yeah.
That was a huge. Yeah, he met the president.
Yeah.
So that's the
he's
first
famous.
time he's famous. Now's the second time he's part of the army going around as a national ping pong champion.
Yeah. And then he's famous later on, but no one remembers him. But yeah, he plays ping pong, goes to China. Your favorite scene, of course.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a great scene, but I was like, it seemed very cartoony. That's what I felt from it, which the rest of the film didn't seem to me. I thought it was great.
Okay.
I thought it was a really fun sort of scene.
He goes home. Turns out he's got a lot of money, so he uses that money to buy a shrimp boat.
Yeah, which is cool. I liked this.
He names the boat Jenny because, of course, he does.
Yes, because the guy's like, well, you gotta name the boat.
Yeah.
And he's like, I named it the most beautiful name I know. And then just Jenny.
I'm just thinking, because it's so much happens.
He runs into Lieutenant Dan, who is, he's a bit of a drunk nowadays. He likes to party a lot.
Yeah.
Then we cut back. Then we cut back to the one of the greatest scenes of all time.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan joins Forrest.
Oh yes.
That's
and
the
they
next thing.
become wildly successful because while all the other
this
boats
is
came to
great.
shore, they stayed out at sea. What does that tell you about success?
Yeah. Just find something and be terrible at it till you're the only one doing it and they have to use you.
Do you know what I'm saying? When no one else was shrimping, They were shrimping. They were.
Well,
fearless.
they were attempting to shrimp,
Yeah.
and they weren't
Yeah.
actually getting any
Another
shrimp.
rule. Don't be unconfident.
Right, yeah.
weren't
Don't be
unconfident.
unconfident. Not confident.
Yeah.
Don't be unconfident.
Yeah.
Yeah, Forrest never is. He just does
Yeah,
it.
he's never not confident.
And they make millions. They're like they're
Super
like
rich.
a widely known company as well, as we see, because like on the bench, one of the guys is like, "There's no way you're the CEO." Of
Yeah,
this
that's when that
company."
guy leaves.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny.
But then he gets news that his mum is ill,
Yeah.
so he races home and says goodbye to her. Now, I kind of noticed that like this film takes place over probably like a 40-year period, and no one ages aside from the mum.
I think Jenny ages a bit. I think that
but-
there's a point where Jenny's character goes. She has like 3 stages, whereas Gump has 2 stages. He goes from young boy to Gump. He is Gump now.
Sure.
And for the rest of the film, he's just Gump.
And at one point he has long hair, but that's not really.
Oh yeah, no. That's yeah. We're
It's
getting
just Gump
there.
with long hair.
It's just Gump with long hair again, where she goes like young Jenny to like teenage to adult.
Yeah.
Whereas he goes from young to immediate Gump.
Yeah.
He is just Gump for the rest of the film.
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, his mum passes away. It's very
Oh,
sad. And then
yeah.
Lieutenant Dan is like, just stay in Alabama. I'll be fine up here managing the company.
Yeah.
By the way, you're now an investor at Apple, so you're making heaps of money.
Yeah, no, it's funny because he's like, he invested some of the money in this fruit company. And then it shows an Apple logo, and it's like, haha,
Yeah.
we get it because it was Apple, and then
Yeah.
it was super successful.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. It was funny.
The next bit of the film just kind of like speeds along. It's quite speedy at this
Yes,
point. Just quickly
so-
wrapping everything up.
He meets up with Jenny again. She comes around.
Yeah.
And they have a great time being best friends again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asks her to marry him. And she's like, no.
Nope.
And I was like, angry.
But it's like, no, but I will have sex with you.
Yes,
Yeah,
but I will
exactly.
bang you. She's not good at one thing
Sure.
in particular. She doesn't do what she's told. She doesn't follow her moral compass very well. She's just not following what the golden rules are.
Sure.
It's Gump's golden rules. I'd
Gump's
say.
golden
Gump's
rules.
golden rules.
She just doesn't
Yeah.
follow them. And I feel like if she had followed them, she would have been fine.
But this is my point though, because then we see her leave, right? The next day
Yeah.
we see her leave.
Yeah.
And Forrest says, "Where are you running off to?" And she says, "I'm not running."
Oh
And
no,
so-
she says that to a taxi driver.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
taxi
Good
driver.
point, good
Oh,
point.
right, yeah.
But still, the point is still that they're both always running. But Forrest is running towards.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Jenny's
She's
running
running
away.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go.
You should always
go.
run towards things, not away from things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he is also like, I'm gonna go for a run. So he goes for a very long run.
Yes, he's when Jenny leaves him, he's just like, well, I'm gonna go for a run because that's what I'm good at.
But here as well, like, I don't know, like, lots of people our age, but, like, my dad was telling me that running, like, going out for a jog didn't used to be a thing.
Yeah.
But then, like, it was invented in America at around this time. And then all of a sudden,
Right.
everyone was running. So
Okay.
that's what it's showing there is, like, you know how people start following him?
Yeah.
Like, he invented the running movement. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
is
of
the-
course. Yeah. No. And it's great. I love...
Yeah.
This is probably my favorite, like, part of the film, is
Okay.
this sort of... This random, like, he just started running. And he
Yeah.
got to one ocean, and he was like, what's he got there? He was like... Well, I'm already here. I might as well turn around and go to the other one. So he runs all the way to the other side of America.
Yeah.
And once he got there, he's like, well, I'm already here. I might as well keep going.
That's
And
fun.
he just keeps going.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Let's have,
good.
like, the great line, like, when I wanted to sleep, I slept.
Yes.
When I wanted to eat, I ate.
Yeah.
When I wanted to, well, you know.
yeah, it was good. It was good. No, I was very curious on, like, how did he get food? Did he hunt? Did he get handouts?
He's a
What-
super millionaire, so I think about
Oh
this too.
yeah, that's true.
These
yeah.
days, cyclists do this. They just take out a credit card.
Yeah.
Like, there's a word for that. So he put in a credit card, but he could have had as much cash as he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, no, he's a gazillionaire. He could literally just go like, "Yep, beep, done.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
my food." Yeah, no, that makes more sense.
But yeah, he keeps running for about 3 and a bit years.
Yes. Oh, there is another one. I didn't like this
yes,
scene.
the one that you
I was
didn't
upset
like.
about.
Okay, here we
where
go.
A guy comes up to him and asks him about logos or something. Like he's like an aspiring artist or something, but he's trying to sell these shirts, but they're not selling. Then they get splashed by mud. So he hands one of the shirts. He's like, take the yellow one. They're not selling. And he wipes his face and he passes it back to the guy. And the guy spreads it out. And it's a perfect, like, smiley face. 2 dots and a big smile. And I was, I'm not okay with this.
Okay.
I'm like, hated it.
Would you say that's the most unrealistic part
Yes,
of the film?
this is the most...
Yeah.
Most definitely the most unrealistic part of the film is how he wipes his face and it becomes a perfect smiley face. Super unrealistic.
It is pretty...
Anyway, he continues running across the entire of America for 3 years.
Yeah, and then he stops and goes home, and that's when we find out why he's waiting on the bus bench.
Yes, because he got a letter from Jenny. Woo!
Yep.
She's finally stopped running away from things and started running towards things.
So they meet up. She apologizes for everything. And then she reveals she's got a kid now named after her dad, Forrest.
I would say here, this is one of my favorite Easter eggs of the film. Because she gives Forrest this book of like all the all the newspaper clippings she's got of him.
Yeah.
And one of them is, "Go-Go Dancer says Forrest Gump made me his secret lover." And I'm pretty sure that's her.
Oh,
that's my theory, is that she sold that story to the magazine.
Oh, wow.
Which is
Okay.
in character, in a way.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she probably would do that.
And then she's like, "Oh, I'm sick, so I thought I'd introduce you to your son now that I'm close to dying.
Yeah.
Because someone needs to take care of the kid."
Yep.
I was not going to tell you about the kid, but now I will because I'm about to die.
Again, not great.
You could be cynical about it.
But
that could be some nice character development.
yeah, I think she, at this point she's realized the error of her ways because she talks about that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can we get married first?
Yeah.
Before you take me to your place or whatever.
That's right. And then
she
they
wants to get married.
And then they do get married.
Yeah, which is great.
Lieutenant Dan shows up there. He's
Oh,
got
yes.
those titanium legs now.
Yes.
The line before that was one of my favorite lines. When Forrest sees, he just says, "You got new legs."
Yeah.
New legs!
Yeah, it's great.
I didn't get that. So he says to Forrest, "When you're a shrimp boat captain, I'll be an astronaut."
Yes,
And
he
then-
says that. And then he gets legs from NASA Steel.
Oh, how's that?
Nice.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a part I noticed. And I was like, that's cute. He's cute. He's not an astronaut, but he gets it from
that's
NASA, which is cool.
Then Jenny passes away roughly like a few months.
she
Oh,
can't
just
see.
before we get to that scene,
Right.
you're missing the number one mise-en-scène of the
Why?
film.
What am I missing?
But they're at the wedding.
Yep.
So Forrest and Jenny are at the front. Then there's people sitting down. You've got
Yep.
all of Bubba's family.
Yep.
At the back,
Yep.
Lieutenant Dan is standing.
No, yeah, I saw
They
that.
made the disabled guy with the no legs stand. He's literally got a walking stick. Give him a seat. Give that guy a seat.
Maybe he wants to stand because he hasn't had enough time to stand. He hasn't stand in years. Maybe
Yeah.
he's sick of sitting in a
Still,
wheelchair.
if I was at the wedding, I would stand up just to be like, I'm offering you your seat.
I'm not sitting down while you don't have... Yeah. I didn't notice that. That's a fair point. Maybe he couldn't sit,
Maybe.
Jacob.
Maybe.
Maybe because of his steel legs, they wouldn't bend properly.
I'll buy this. Someone offered him the seat and he was like, no thanks.
Yeah. He was
That
like,
I'll
no
accept
thanks,
that.
because
And then
he says like, I prefer to stand or something,
Yeah.
which would be a very cute scene that was definitely cut from the film. But yeah,
Yep.
anyway.
Anyway, he raises a kid, Forrest, and the film ends with his first day of school with the same bus driver from when Forrest was.
Okay.
No, not the same bus
No,
driver.
it's the same bus driver.
So
No.
this is my theory. I think it is the same bus driver, but this is what it represents.
Okay.
first day of Forrest school, Dorothy Harris is there.
Yeah.
Then Forrest lives this crazy life, right? He goes around the world. Then Dorothy Harris still has the same job. So it's just showing that like most people in their life,
Yeah.
they just drive the same bus route up and down.
Okay.
But some people live exceptional lives.
And also
That's
don't
true.
age.
Do you think it's a different person?
I thought it was like her daughter or something like this. Because Because it's been a long time after that. I thought it was like they have a family of bus drivers because it's progressed from this lady who smoked or whatever. Because it's literally like a generation later.
Yeah.
I thought it would make sense if this was like the daughter, and instead of smoking, which was an appropriate thing back then for driving school buses,
Yep.
she can't smoke. She has gum.
She's
and that's-
vaping?
No. Well, yes, obviously.
That's it.
Yeah, no, but that's after bubblegum. That's the progression. You go
God.
smoking,
Okay.
bubblegum, vaping.
Good.
Yeah, that's the next generation.
Very
They vape.
Very good. That's Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
What'd you think, Zach, with it being your first time watching it?
It kind of sucks.
Oh,
I didn't.
no.
Yeah. No, it was actually really good. I
Yeah.
really liked it. I know some people I've heard think it's overrated and stuff.
Yeah.
But I really liked it. I really liked the humor. I thought the whole he's been at every major event or something in America or whatever. That was really funny.
Yeah.
I liked that. I thought it was cool and I really enjoyed it.
That's good. Yeah. I was kind of surprised by it because I've seen it twice before this.
Yes.
Loved it the first time. Didn't like it the second time. But I think I didn't like it the second time because it was like the TV edit that I saw on
point.
7mate or something 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it this time around.
Well, that's good.
It's a
That's
great
good.
movie.
That's good.
How about you, Jacob?
Yeah, it's one of my favourite movies. And has been for a while. And I love his earnestness.
Yeah. He's a really cool guy. I love him as a character. It was very heartbreaking, when he asks about his son if he's smart or not.
That was good.
That was very emotional. It's very emotionally
Yeah, that's when I also just read this online, but it's good analysis. But when in that line, it's just is he smart or is he? And then just with that line, it's not even a full sentence.
Yeah.
You know that he knows.
Yeah, he knows he's not a smart person.
Yeah.
But it was wrenching. It was really wrenching.
Yeah,
I was like,
sure.
whew.
Well, I guess it's kind of obvious that we're probably going to rate it then.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a well-deserved goodie from me. I mean, it's just a good film.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. And I think the effects stand up pretty well.
Yeah, for sure.
The effects, clearly they're edited, but I couldn't quite tell the points where they were edited and not. It was on the very brink. So I was very happy with the edits and stuff. You're right there with your sock. You're having difficulty there, Jacob. Yeah, you just
sometimes Jacobo gets an itchy toe.
yeah. The classic itchy toe on our podcast. Hey, advice that he's told is to always put on new socks.
That's true. That is true.
So maybe you should
look after your feet.
Yes.
That's symbolic.
So maybe you should follow some of their advice. Always put new socks on.
That'll go in the self-help book.
Yeah,
look after your
exactly.
feet is what that really means is if you're good at running, you've got to maintain that skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you're good at something, maintain that.
Yeah, I love that.
If you're a pianist, maintain your hands. If you're a runner, maintain your feet. If you're
A podcaster.
Maintain your
your
voice.
voice. Drink
Bad
that-
track
I was going
record
for
with that.
mouth, but okay.
voice makes more sense,
mouth.
Jacob.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. Say mouth. Maintain your mouth. Don't smoke. You can chew bubble gum. You can definitely vape. That's great.
vape
Everybody,
is
all the
Nathan
cool kids
is
are doing.
fine.
Yikes.
Okay, well, first of all, I didn't even think it's an oldie. Because
It can't.
if it came
Yeah.
out today, it would hold up almost
Yeah.
100% as well. Maybe
Exactly.
maybe they wouldn't be watching. What do you mean?
It's a goodie. It's not an oldie at all.
No.
This one's probably the most goodie out of all the films we've seen.
I mean, Lion King got the Dead Dad Award.
Yeah, that's a dead dad award. That's for sure. There weren't that many dead dads in this
No.
film. I have to.
Well, his dad's dead.
His dad.
yes,
is-
his dad Yes.
What is the dead dad award?
No, but the thing is, we're
Just for the
told
best film.
we're told he went
Oh,
on
okay.
holiday.
That's the.
So we don't know if
Yeah.
he's dead. We haven't got a confirmed dead dad.
Yeah.
We just have a possible dead dad, which isn't as high as a confirmed dead dad.
A film can get the dead dad if a dad doesn't die. But if a dad did die, it deserves the Dead Dad Award more than films that doesn't.
Yes.
The Dead Dad Award is just like the top tier.
No.
Top tier film.
I give it a Goodie, and I'd give it a dead dad award.
But yeah, I would go for a Goodie as well. I don't think
Goodie.
it's quite there with Dead Dad, but I think
I'll give it a
is.
dead dad. I'll definitely give it a dead
Gonna
dad.
give it a Dead Dad.
As a first-time watcher, I was very impressed with the film, giving it a dead dad.
Wow, wait. Well, that means I've probably just gotta be a conformist and go for Dead Dad as well.
Yeah, you
Right.
gotta conform.
Well, this gets our second ever Dead Dad Award.
Woo!
Which means we now have an equal amount of Dead Dad Awards and Vincent Deceasement Awards.
Yes.
Whoa.
What's Vincent Deceasement?
The-
Worse than bad.
Actually-
Terrible.
Actually, worse. You are worse off from watching the film than you were before watching the film. And
No, I've seen some movies like that. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, no.
Will we get a Vincent Deceasement 3 first or
Oh,
a Dead Dad 3
yeah,
first?
we'll see how it goes.
Alright, let's pitch our sequels and or spin-offs to the movie.
I think, as my co-host, that you should have the go, Jacob.
But, okay, look. So I've got a rule in comedy. Just like simple is better.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously.
So just we'll pick up where we left.
Yep.
But here's the twist.
Yeah. It's gotta have a
It's
twist.
Little Forrest,
Yep.
and Little Forrest is smart,
Ooh.
Ah.
but Dad Forrest
Yeah.
is Dad Forrest, right?
He's not.
Sounds like a real 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go through life, and it's the same stuff, but
Yeah,
now
yeah.
they're like a bit of a duo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'd love this.
And yeah,
film.
we just see what happens.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you've got the son almost having to take care of the dad while the dad takes care of the son, and it's a sort of back and forth between them.
Maybe actually I'm thinking more, based on what you're
No.
saying. Like, this has like two protagonists, like Forrest and Jenny,
Yeah.
and they're kind of separate.
Yeah.
So maybe we see Forrest go to college or something, or school. So they're not together, but those are the two paths.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
okay.
yeah.
Maybe.
Like
Yeah.
paralleling the first movie
Yeah.
with the two different people doing almost opposites or whatever.
Okay.
I'd
That's
like to see.
interesting.
It would be
I'd see
funny to
that.
watch Forrest go through a midlife crisis.
That would be fun.
I'm not sure what he would
I think
do.
it was the running.
Yeah, no, that was that.
Yeah.
Like, surely he's already gone through. But like, yeah,
I know.
that was definitely his midlife. So I don't know. Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to see what would happen in that film.
Yeah.
And of course, the child, he just does what he's good at. He follows his dad's number one rule: do something you're good at, and he's like real smart. So that's what he does. He becomes like maybe a scientist or something. For Nike or something like that. Who knows?
And for Nike.
Yeah.
Nike's famous science lab.
Well, I was going to go with astronaut, but that film. So I'll go Nike. Makes great shoes.
Yeah.
His dad can try them.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wears Nike. You see
Yeah,
that?
because that's brand placements slammed in there. They can slam some more brand. Think of the money, Jacob.
Yeah,
good.
okay,
You
we're
can make
making
so much money.
700
from Nike.
million we're coming to.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good. What's yours, Zach?
I was thinking about this long and hard because there's lots of points where you could.
It's lots.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
lots of points where you could spin off this film because there's a lot of key characters and stuff. So the film I want to make is about what happens to like some of the side characters.
Okay.
Like a few of them. So like go one from every point where he's famous.
Okay.
So, like, the first one's not great because there's no one really, like,
Yeah,
there's no
the rugby
footballers
team.
or something.
Yeah,
but
the
maybe we
footballers.
make up a character for that part where it's like he's, like, he's friends with one of the guys and one of the guys becomes a famous footballer.
Yeah.
But he's always following the rules that the best player he ever met told him, which was, I just do what I'm told and I just keep running.
So
and that's his motto.
The whole film is like the cult of Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like,
much
the people who have just been, like,
have
affected
been
by him.
affected by him
That's cool.
in their life.
I'd watch that.
And what
I like
happened with them. So, of course, we also have the captain guy, Dan.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Dan.
We follow him later on, showing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that he's doing financially for Forrest Gump.
Sure.
that's like not shown in this film.
Or how about like a Chinese player that he played?
Yes,
he
that
made a
was
big
that was
influence?
exactly what I was going to do. Is like in the ping pong, like he versus that one guy. We don't know who he is, but that one guy in that scene, I wanted to do a thing like that guy. Like I versed all these people from China, and I've beaten everyone. I'm the best person I've ever come across, except for this one guy. This one guy, Forrest Gump, and he just floored me.
Cool.
What are the other famous moments?
Like the running, I guess, after.
Yeah, and the running.
He does have that disciple.
Yes, that one disciple. You could
yeah.
follow him. Maybe he becomes an Olympic athlete that just runs,
Cool.
and that's
so it's kind of like a Cloud Atlas sort of movie where it's just
for sure.
Okay,
different
can
things.
I what's it called, polish it a bit?
Oh yeah, go for
That,
it.
but like an Ocean 11.
Yes, they all come
Like
together.
Forrest has gone missing. So little Forrest goes and collects these 10
That's
people.
amazing. Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, the first half of the film is all these. We introduce all these different people. Then the second half of the film is this just a heist rescue movie to get Forrest Gump because he's a trillionaire.
Oh,
so he's
dear
been
me.
kidnapped for the ransom money.
That's good.
That's
good.
Then his kid has to say,
That's
"This
genius.
is a genius movie."
That is so good.
This is why we have a podcast together,
Exactly.
you and I. It's for these genius
Jacob and
ideas.
Jacob out.
Incredible.
Oh man, that's a brilliant film. So what's your
so
film,
good.
Sandra?
Mine's not a film.
Oh no.
Mine is an
Oh.
animated TV show
Oh,
called
no.
Forrest Gump Jr.
Oh no.
Similar idea.
Oh.
So I'm also going for direct sequel. Forrest Gump's son, Forrest Gump Jr.,
no.
also loves to run, and it's a weekly animated show set at school where every week Forrest Gump's got an issue that he's got to save by running. And of course, in every scene, there's a lesson he has to learn. So he goes home and Forrest Gump teaches him this lesson.
That's good.
And then he goes off to school. It's very episodic. The animation does not hold up, but it exists. Forrest Gump Jr.
What style of animation relative to like other shows?
X-Men the animated series,
Yeah.
very 2D.
I was
Nice. 2D.
funny
like
enough.
colourful.
The first thing that came to my mind was the cartoon adaptation of the Lord of the Rings. It has some very old sort of animation.
That's from like the 80s and 70s. I
Yes,
think. Yeah,
that's what
and
it first came up. I
that's
feel like
dated.
that would fit it very well.
Yeah, but
So yeah.
Jacob's pitch, though, very similar to the actual sequel
There was
of
a sequel?
Forrest Gump.
Oh,
There
boy.
is a sequel called Gump and Co. It's a novel, of course.
Yeah.
It's a sequel to the novel, except the author changed the character of Forrest Gump to being more like the Forrest Gump from the film. So it's a little bit weird like that.
Okay. That's cool, I guess. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the movie is like he starts up like a business sort of thing with his son, which is really cool. There's some more stuff in there with Lieutenant Dan. Jenny comes back as a ghost. It's a bit weird.
yeah.
And then it also ends in 1993 with Robert Zemeckis making a movie about his life. That's how the book
that's
ends.
cool. That's very
Oh,
cool.
interesting.
Yeah. Eric Roth wrote a screenplay adapting this film. It was going to go into development, but then 9/11 happened and it was delayed.
Oof.
I was actually going to mention that.
Oh,
In
yeah.
my sequel, 9/11's He's Got to Cause 9/11.
Oh no!
Oh,
But,
no.
but tastefully. Tastefully
Can you-
done.
Thank
Okay.
you for being tastefully in there, Jacobo. I was worried for a second that you might offend some people with that.
No, but Gump is in every major thing, including the war in Vietnam.
Yeah.
How about
Maybe
something?
he doesn't cause it, but like it's got to be right in the middle there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's. I'm glad you've clarified that because I thought for a second it was going to be
Dear me.
offensive.
Dear me.
But now that you've said it has to be done tastefully.
Wow, I'm very glad this episode's not going up on the Oldie but a Goodie feed.
Well,
This is definitely a
yeah,
Zach
yeah.
and Jacobo show.
Yeah,
Just slap that explicit thing on there. We don't do that for Oldie but a Goodie.
Yeah.
But
Well, he
oh,
does like talk about like JFK getting shot and stuff,
true,
which
that's
is
true.
like he's like, man, that was a bummer. I
Yeah.
really liked that guy. Maybe it's like he was at the towers at some point, and then he talks about, hey, yeah, the towers got destroyed. That was a bummer. I really liked them, or something like that.
No, Jacob wants him to cause it.
Also, as we're wrapping up, Sandra, do you guys know about the Baba Gump Shrimp Company in America, like the restaurant?
No.
Okay, but basically, if you go to a really touristy place, like Santa
Yeah.
Monica Pier, or, I don't know, maybe like Disneyland entrance,
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
like, they've got a restaurant called Baba Gump Shrimp Company, and it's just a restaurant based off the movie.
That's cool.
That's great.
And, like, you know, like, people enjoy it in, like, in an ironic way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, that
great.
sounds great. I would go.
That sounds good. No,
I'd have
definitely
some
check
shrimp.
that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap us up, Zach? Where can people find us on the onlines?
We can find us on sometimes YouTube. Maybe
Most
we'll find
of
out.
the time. Sometimes
Give
when
us
I
a
remember.
like, give us a subscribe. Tell us how we should kick Sandra off and keep Jacobo as the new co-host. You can leave that comment on the iTunes on whatever thing they have for leaving comments on. Rate us 5 stars or 1 star if you want.
Don't do that.
Or in the middle if you're indecisive.
That's fine. Go for it.
You can look us on our Facebook page. Go like that. You can message us on that, or you can. Do we have an email?
We've got an email. It's oldiebuttagoodiepod@gmail.com.
Yep.
What do you want to plug, Jacob?
Yep.
I reckon if you enjoyed this, you might enjoy my improv team, Will It Juice, and we're on Instagram and Twitter and everywhere. Performing most likely very soon.
Sweet. Fantastic. Cool. What are we doing next episode then?
Well, we have 3 choices for next week.
Okay.
So we got a few ones. We've got Angels in the Outfield.
That sounds awfully familiar.
Yep.
Didn't we talked about that last week?
Which is a Disney sport film about baseball.
Oh,
yay! Another baseball film.
I know for a fact this is the fondly remembered baseball film from 94.
Everyone remembers this.
But we just did Little Big League, so I think I'm going to cross that one out.
Yeah.
Probably.
Be interesting to check out, but yeah. True Lies, which is a classic comedy.
Love that film.
Penthalon, a thriller about an athlete.
Yep.
Turns out his trainer is a neo-Nazi. He needs to stop him.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, you know, the classic. Yeah.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah, so
it's a sports film.
Yes.
But his trainer is a
neo-Nazi. Yes, that is the
That sounds like an 80s action film. That sounds great.
I guess you're choosing this week. There's a few choices here.
This is a hard choice. Because I love True Lies. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
But I feel like
Penthalon.
I'm not going to influence your decision, but
I feel like
Penthalon.
That's something. Hang on, who's in it? I'm just going to quickly look it up.
I am one of the biggest fans of Arnold Schwarzenegger. In movies, he's amazing.
Penthalon isn't even on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh no! What?
Oh, it's Dolph Lundgren. No, I think.
No.
We have to do a bonus episode for Baby's Day Out.
Yes.
Let's combine those two. One of us watches Baby's Day Out. The other one watches Penthalon. That is a bonus episode coming out this month. And next week we'll do True Lies.
Alright, we'll do True Lies. Okay,
right,
sure.
Cool. Because
I am a big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. We have to finish with our favourite quotes. And there is a lot of good quotes. This film is a gold mine for quotes.
I do have one that I like.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I think look, there's so many good ones. A great one. He should not be hidden, New Journey. Yeah. That just sums up so much of the movie.
He should not be.
You got new legs. New legs.
Yeah.
Also a great one, but I think my favorite one was, if I was going somewhere, I was running.
Yep. A classic.
That's a good one. For my one, I'm going to need a little bit of help here from Jacob.
Yeah.
What's your purpose here in the army?
To do whatever you tell me, Drill Sergeant.
Oh, goddammit, Gump, that is the most outstanding answer I've ever heard. You must have an IQ of 160. You are gifted, Private Gump.
Yeah, no,
that's my favorite quote.
I was probably going to go for that one. So I'll go for the classic one that everyone knows. I, Forrest Gump,
not again,
have a wise mother which has told me, Forrest Gump, that life is like a box of chocolates, except not this box of chocolates, because they have labels on them, and so you could tell what they are. But if they did not have labels, it would be like that box of chocolates, which is that you never know what you're going to get.
Most probably you'll be getting chocolate.
Yes.
But
we do in fact know that we are getting chocolates.
so in that
But
sense,
we
you
don't-
know exactly what you're
Going to
getting.
get, but you don't know which type of chocolate you're going to get. End quote.
Incredible.
My favorite quote.
Wow. That's such
Very famous.
Such
a word for
famous-
word as well. You really
Yeah,
memorized that whole.
Yeah,
that
it
whole
was a hard
section.
one because it's quite a long one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Jacob joined in as well. You both memorized it. What's going on here?
Well, Jacob, you're a big fan of the quotes of this movie.
Huge
so
fan,
it's-
huge fan.
Yeah.
All right. See ya. Thanks, Jacob.